Hey, it's me, Lyca. Today we're going to have a look at in-game campaign pushing teams for AFK Arena. In the previous videos, we had a look at 4 in-game teams being Thorin Cheese, Lucretia Cheese, Auna Grazul, and the Iran 5-ball. Today we're going to have a look at the Mehira charm-based team. Now this team revolves around one hero being Mehira over here, and more specifically her ultimate skill being Mesmerize. Now, what this ability does, it will charm the entire enemy team for a specific duration. Now, what makes this buff or debuff charm so special? This allows you to essentially control the enemies so that they start attacking each other using their abilities against one another and one-shotting themselves while you claim victory over your opponent. Now, unlike other allied heroes who might be able to charm a singular hero for a specific duration at random intervals in the game, each time Mehira has a full energy bar, she'll constantly use this mesmerize or charm based ability. So what allied heroes best work with Mehira over here? Now usually she's found with these 3 allies, being Khazard, Rowan and Rosaline. Now Rowan and Rosaline are the energy battery of this team. What they do is they will constantly be providing energy and they'll be funneling it into Mehira. This will allow Mehira to keep on chain controlling the enemies such that they will never be able to hit your allies and they'll one-shot themselves. Now, once you have Rosaline over here following your Mehira, she'll constantly, when she gets to her full energy bar, provide that energy to Mehira. Now, Rowan over here will provide a potion every couple of seconds, where once a hero reaches a certain amount of energy, that hero will drink that potion that Rowan provides and allowing them to use their ultimate skill. This can be either Rosaline or Mehira. And then each time Rowan uses his ultimate, Rowan will provide that energy for Mehira as well. Now, why is Mehira placed in this specific position over here, the back middle position? When you place Mehira in this position over here, she will be able to charm all 5 enemies with a single ultimate every single time she uses her ultimate skill. If you place her in the back top or the back bottom position, she will only be able to charm the bottom 2 enemies being position 2 and being position 5. And if you place Mehira in the front 2 positions, she'll charm only the 3 enemies over here, being this one over here, directly opposite Mehira, and the back middle and the top back position of the enemy lines. So in order to make the most effect out of her ultimate, she is usually placed in the back middle position. Now, you can place the energy battery, being Rosaline and Rowan, in any position. However, they need to be surrounded or they need to be very close to Mehira. So you can't place Mehira in the back top position and place your energy battery in the bottom position over here. You would like them to be grouped up together. Now the other hero that I mentioned being Khazard over here. Now what does Khazard do? Once you have Khazard at 30 signature item, irrespective of whether he's mythic or ascended, this will increase the duration of the charm that Mehira has from 5 seconds all the way to 8 seconds duration. This significantly allows you or buys you a bit of time to generate more energy either from Rowan or Rosaline, allowing Mehira to keep on chain charming the enemies. Now, even if Khazard dies within the first second of battle, this effect or debuff that Khazard provides for your teammates onto the enemies will be permanent for the entire duration of the battle. So what is the other hero that this team is usually found with? Now, we can either have a barrier at front, being Brutus over here. Now, this is essentially, if you're fighting an extremely heavy burst-based team, you basically place Brutus over here, and Brutus will essentially become immune to incoming damage for a couple of seconds, allowing Mehira and her other teammates to build up energy and funnel that energy to her. Now, you can either place this in this position over here, and Brutus is usually on the front position, protecting Mehira from a burst-like enemy. Now this could be an invade based enemy. So let's say there's an enemy, a Thalia, that is invading your enemy lines. This will essentially allow you to immune that Thalia for a couple of seconds while she's being distracted by your Brutus's immunity shield, giving your Mehira ability to build up her energy and charm that Thalia and attack her own allies. Now the next two allies can either be Lyca. This is to provide energy faster to Mehira and allowing her to build energy faster. Or another allied hero is Zolrath. Now, Zolrath has two functions. Now, the first function is similar to Lyca's, delaying the enemies, allowing you to build up energy slightly quicker than the enemies, allowing you to build up energy and using Mehira's ult faster. Or Khazard over here can one-shot enemies who are under the protection of an immunity shield. Now, this is only effective if the enemy is on low health and you have a significant amount of investment into Zolrath over here. So let's say you are fighting an enemy Brutus. The enemy Brutus is over here. Now, if you were able to charm the enemies, Brutus would immune that specific charm coming from Mehira. However, because you have a Zolrath on your team, Zolrath is able to one-shot the enemy Brutus, essentially stopping the Brutus from invading and one-shotting your allied heroes. So let's have a look at how this team does in the end game. Now, usually problem heroes or problem enemies that you'll encounter are any hero that has an invade-like ability. So heroes such as Athalia or Cecilia who will move or start the battle in your half. However, if you can delay these specific enemies using a Zolrath, you'll be able to build up enough energy and charm them so that they will move back into their own enemy half. Now, another hero over here, as we can see, Brutus over here, when he gets his immunity shield, will be one-shotted by my allied hero being Zolrath. Then we have another problem hero being Verk. Now, what Verk does, he places poisons on the ground. Now, if these poisons hit one of your allied heroes, they will reduce their energy recovery. So you want a hero such as Zolrath to essentially eat up this poison traps so that your Mehira can constantly keep gaining energy from our allied heroes. So let's have a look at how this battle plays out. So as soon as you start the battle, the enemy is delayed, allowing your Mehira to gain energy and charm the enemies. This allows you to essentially control the enemies and they will begin attacking each other. Now, shortly here, Brutus will gain his immunity shield. However, because of this Brutus investment, he'll be able to one-shot this Brutus and he'll not be able to use his immunity against me. Now, the Athalia, as we can see, is being charmed as well as she's pushed into the enemy lines. Now, slowly but surely, the Verk over here and the Crane over here will one-shot themselves using their own abilities. So let's speed up this battle. So as we can see, Zolrath over here provides additional control through his stun ability. This can provide a crucial stun effect, allowing your Mehira to charm the enemies at specific times when the enemies are distracted. There we go. And the enemies are slowly but surely one-shotting themselves. Now, as we can see, Mehira is extremely position orientated. So if there are a couple of enemies behind her, so let's say you are fighting an enemy Tassie who can teleport around the battlefield, this will significantly distract your Mehira, especially if the Tassie teleports behind Mehira. If the Tassie is in front of Mehira, this will allow your Mehira to charm all 5 enemy heroes. So, as I said, any invade-like hero might be a problem whenever you encounter them.